Y'all thought I was nuts.
Nah,
I'm trying to tell you,
he's up there.
Tyreek Hill.
Nah, but I did say that was the best connection. I said Mahomes and Hill, best connection.
You always trying to get credit. I'm talking about me, bro.
Nah,
I
I
know
was
what I did.
You trying to get something out of the deal, man.
I know what I did though. What you mean?
Get out of here, man.
I didn't have him.
Nigga, what one of y'all against? You was against Hill. Say he was small or something last year, Jeff.
Who, me?
Yeah.
But go look at the tape. The
I got you.
receipts.
All right,
All
I'm just
right.
saying. Last year you
You
was
got
like,
time.
he'll run all the routes and shit like that. No, I remember that shit.
Go. I don't know. I got receipts for what I'm saying, but I don't know.
This year, I don't know if I did have him in my top 5. I can't remember. I don't think I did though.
I think after last year you had to.
I think I did.
Last year was bananas.
I don't know about this year. I can't remember, but it's on the tape though.
He definitely top 5, bro. Like it's just, I felt bad for whoever that was guarding him or whatever. That was ridiculous, Phil. I would have said take me out. I would have pulled the hammy or something after the first quarter, yo. Like
then
you know
he got
what?
Disrespectful on the back.
I mean,
like wow, bro.
Yo, yeah, that was. I was watching the game. I'm going bananas. Like
he had my man beat so deep, he had to wait for the ball. And was just
that was weird, but okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, y'all ready?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's get started, man. All right, welcome to the episode of Beyond the Trenches. It's episode 11 in week 12 of the NFL. I'm your host, Big Mike, BigMike.LittleAnt channel. We have our usual panel here with a lot of fun topics about this week in football. Introduced to the panel, we got Tobi up here. First one in today. We got Jeff. And Jordan. All right, we were just talking about it, as you guys heard, about Tyreek Hill and how he beat up on the quarterbacks. What are your takeaways, guys, from that Chiefs and Bucks game overall, from the Chiefs side or the Bucks side? Jeff, what you think, man?
Well, I've been said that Patrick Mahomes was going to be the MVP.
He did.
He would have did it last year had he not got hurt. And like we've been saying all week within the chat and just all of our sources of communication, he do stuff that you be like, wow, like did he just do that? Like that's against football 101 quarterback rules to do that type of stuff and be successful. Are they still good? And like I said, they just really bored now at this point because they know they could just run through everybody. So I think this year we saw them coast a little bit actually, and just trying to get to the postseason so they can just knock out whoever in front of them. And that's a good thing. You know, what's funny about the Bucks thing today from that perspective though? I said, you know what? The Bucks still can mess around, be the best team and get to the chip. You know what I'm saying? I know they look a little rocky, but bro, they taking those first year growing pains. Everything has growing pains in that first year. But if we gonna put Brady in the game for 40 minutes or whatever, give him the ball and Bruce Arians and a solid defense.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, well, that's a topic for later. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Topic right now. We think about the. Oh no, it is later. You're right. No, you know what? It is later. All right. So we think about this game. Jordan.
The Chiefs game.
Yeah, Chiefs game.
Well, thank God for Tyreek Hill. First of all, you feel me? We're gonna thank him for winning me 2 fantasy games. You feel me? With an explosion of 60 points. That corner. I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have had the balls to even come out there in the second half. I probably would have cut it down myself. 203 yards in the first quarter.
Crazy.
It was in the first quarter. It wasn't even in the first half. It was in the first quarter.
I know.
You feel me? So right then and there, I mean, and that just shows you, like, what type of, play calling that Tampa Bay even has. Like, after the first one, why didn't you give him any help? Like, after the first one, you know what I'm saying? So, like, but I think it's more about Tampa Bay than it is about Kansas City. Like, even though Jeff said, like, the growing pains that they're going through and the mistakes that they're continuing to make are unusual. So for a team that's going into November that we looked at as a Super Bowl contender, that's not good. But if they can fix that, these last 5 games and then go into the playoffs, they can beat anybody in the NFC.
I mean, again, Brady had 2 picks and they only lost by 3. So it's not far-fetched.
Yeah, he had 2 interceptions, and the offensive line and the wide receivers, they're not all on the same page. They're not still on the same page with each other. Like, you could just tell. So once they actually do get on the same page offensively, yeah, like I believe their defense will be able to hold up in the playoffs, especially against some of these teams, in the NFC with, good offenses. So,
Toby, what's your thoughts on the game, Chiefs and Bucks game of the week?
It was the Chiefs, they're the better team. That's why they won. The Bucks, I've been always talking about Tom Brady. I've been saying he's watched and this, that, and the third. But I remember last week after I went, I think Jeff went, and Jeff was talking about the offense that they run and how they don't really run Brady's offense and stuff like that. And I feel like that's more of a problem than Tom Brady being watched is the offense that they run, all these deep balls that they're always trying to do, all the time. And Brady, and I'm not gonna lie, Brady, he's thrown a lot of picks. They said he's on pace for his career high with the picks, but they said that Bruce Arians offense is almost like every 6 plays is a deep ball, or you're trying to take a shot. So the Bucks, I still have to see more from them. Jeff and Jordan said, they can still make noise, going down. I still don't see them being better than the Saints when they're healthy. And they might be the second or third best team in NFC, but coming down to the Super Bowl, I don't really feel like they're there yet. Maybe Bruce Arians, he's stubborn, he has to change what he's doing with Tom Brady. You can have Tom Brady doing this type of offense. I don't think it's going to work, basically.
Well, listen. So let me ask a question, right? Hypothetically, right? Let's say Drew Brees is more hurt than we think. You trust Taysom Hill the rest of the way?
No. Healthy. Only a healthy Saints.
Okay.
Not with Taysom
Hill.
Okay. Not with the Taysom
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with most of you guys' points. The Chiefs, they definitely cruising right now. Which could be good and bad. You know what I'm saying? They might have to really be tested more, I feel like, a little bit sometimes, because they get to the playoffs, who knows what can happen. But Kelsey, forget about Kelsey. Kelsey third in the league in receiving after Tyreek Hill. It's ridiculous how like good they got. And then, Sammy Watkins came back, and he ain't great, but he does, still cause some matchup problems or whatever like that. And also, they really want to double a lot on Hill because he'll spread the ball out if he have to, Mahomes. Yeah. So that's a problem.
There's no win-win, and there's no defense for them. There's no type of defense for them.
Nah.
I think it is. I think like most teams with speed.
Well, you know what? I don't agree with that. I actually think, and since they ain't play yet this week, we talk about them. I think the Steelers could beat them, bro. I really do. I think the Steelers.
Okay, so I'm and you know what? Like, I can agree with you to an extent of this because they have the pass rush.
Correct.
That could get to him.
Correct.
If they don't get to him, it's over. So they better get to him because they will torch the Steelers if they don't get to him, bro.
They ain't got
they don't got the corners. They don't got the Steelers. Do not have the corners to keep up when
Fitzpatrick ain't that bad or whatever. What's his name? No, right?
He's a safety.
He's a safety.
Fitzpatrick. I think they do. I think even if they don't, because what is Bud Dupree? Is he a linebacker or a defensive?
They run a 3
outside linebacker.
Outside
linebacker. Yeah. And he rushes. Okay. Yeah, I like the front seven of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's
really against anybody.
They can get to him, bro. They can. I'm telling you.
I think I like that against anybody.
And this is exactly what I want to happen. They cruising and everything, blah blah blah. When it comes to play the Steelers, they're not gonna see it coming because they've been cruising.
Correct.
You're gonna hit him in the mouth. You're gonna get to Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's gonna be shocked. Everybody thinks he's gonna come back this game, but he's not gonna come back.
I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna be cruising, hitting in the mouth. They just won a Super Bowl last year, bro. Come on now, and they got hit in the mouth against the 49ers and came back. They're not scared of nothing, so they're gonna come against y'all ready to play.
Big bang.
Come on,
bro, that was like Jimmy G, bro. Come on,
Jimmy.
Matt.
And he missed a wide open touchdown at the end. Emmanuel Sanders right there.
I'm just talking about playing their defense. The 49ers defense was great last year.
Yeah, but
well, see, here's the problem with Kansas City, right? Kansas City can score on. All right. Look, Pittsburgh's offense won't have a problem on Kansas City defense.
Correct.
But Kansas City offense will have a problem with
correct.
Kansas City
So
Kansas
that's
City's
the
defense is
negation.
better than
Like,
last year. They're top 10 in points allowed.
Nah, last year was
but
better.
not
No,
not
they
good enough to
weren't,
stop the
bro.
Pittsburgh
No, they
Steelers offense
weren't,
right
bro.
now.
They're
Man.
top 10 in points allowed, bro. They're one of the best defenses, bro. If you don't, it doesn't matter if you can let somebody throw for 1,000 yards on you. If you don't score, it don't matter. So
Hey, I hear you.
in terms of defenses, they're one of the best defenses in the league, bro. Nobody, they don't.
What?
I don't know.
Bro, they're
I don't know.
top
I
10
think the
in
Steelers
points
offense gives
allowed.
them problems.
I'm not gonna say they're one of the best.
Steelers
defenses,
offense
but
got a
they're
lot of
definitely
weapons,
sturdy.
man.
Because if
Yeah.
you're in the top 10 in points allowed, you're
And bro, Oakland, the Raiders laid the blueprint to beat the Chiefs or whatever. They beat them once.
Chiefs.
I won't beat them a second time. I'm telling you, bro.
Did they?
Yeah, all you
Did
got to
they,
score. If you get the
But
ball, you got to get a touchdown. Like, and the Steelers can do that.
But did they
And
though?
if they don't, they can get on the defense. Be like, yo, take over, hold
Come
it down
on,
for a
man.
second.
We're gonna see. We have to see. They gotta get to him. The pass rush, they gotta get to him.
That would be my. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
gonna be. I would love to see that game. Like, and you're gonna like what I have to say about the Steelers, but like, I would love to see that game.
all right. Well, let's
No
move
problem.
forward, man, to a game that actually happened. The Titans crushed the Colts yesterday. And the question is about the Titans. Can they make some noise, possibly challenge the Chiefs in the playoffs and whatnot? What do you think, Jordan?
I mean, I think they can. I mean, their offense is a top 10 offense as well in terms of points and shit. They can score. Their defense is not as good as they are last year. And you look at all the teams, you look at the 4 teams in the AFC that are the true contenders.
Right.
Chiefs, Steelers, Titans, and Bills, in my opinion. Obviously, the Chiefs have a better defense than the Titans and the Bills. And the Steelers have the best defense.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms their defense has to come along like they did last year. If their defense can come along and play like they did last year with that offense, then they can beat anybody, because I'm gonna come up off my stance and give you some love with this one, because right now Derrick Henry is the best back in the league right now. And yes, he definitely needs MVP consideration. I think I said that in the chat. I mentioned it. I don't think we talked about it, but I mentioned it. He's right. His numbers are actually kind of crazy. He's on pace for 2,000. If he keeps the same pace up, he's going for 2,000. He's first in yards. He's second in touchdowns, no fumbles, and he's got 3 walk-off touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Overtime touchdown, going, game over. He's got 3 of them.
I mean, that's nothing for him. He ran for 6,000 yards in high school. So.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's looking like he's turned the corner on his career, because the first couple of years he was it could be bust. It could have been bust. It could have been bust. In my opinion, I definitely give him credit for turning it around. He's a beast.
All right, so we established Jordan was wrong again about best back in football, and it's Derrick Henry. But Tobi, as far as the Titans, what you think about them making noise in the playoffs, and would you consider Derrick Henry an MVP candidate right now?
I guess he could be a candidate. He's not really gonna win it at all. I mean, he's up there though. He'll be top 5. That's cool. For his career, I guess. Are they gonna make top 3? I guess.
He should get consideration, but definitely 3. Definitely top 3.
Definitely 5.
But are they gonna make noise? I mean, it depends what you consider noise. I mean, are they gonna win a playoff game? I think they'll probably win a playoff game, but if they play the Chiefs and they play the Steelers, they will lose both of those games, because the Steelers already beat them and their defense isn't good enough to play with the Chiefs. So it matters, what's noise to you, So yeah, they're a good team, solid team, but I see them.
Well, that's the question. Can they challenge the Chiefs or the Steelers? They're saying no.
Their best chances against the Steelers, in my opinion, because they can't keep up with Kansas City. Kansas City's going to be able to destroy that defense, Patrick Mahomes. The best chance against the Steelers, I still think they lose that game. We shut down Derrick Henry once. We come to a playoff, we'll do it again. So I don't really see them as, if you consider making noise being one of those teams, then I don't see them making noise.
Okay. All right, Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Tobi. If you consider making noise, beating one of those teams, then no, they ain't making no noise. But again, I just don't know how that defense isn't any good. You got Malcolm Butler. I thought he was the number 1 cornerback. What was that? Maybe was that too long ago?
He was trash. That was
4 years ago.
They gassed that shit up because he was
All
not that.
right, well, even though
he was good, bro.
he was good to me too. I
He
thought
was
he
great.
was
He
top
the reason.
quarterback.
He the reason the Eagles beat the Patriots. To be honest with you.
No, it wasn't because he would have been out there getting burnt just like he do now.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I don't know. I thought he was
Yeah.
a pretty good cornerback.
Nah.
He
That was
was.
what 2017. So it's been a couple years. So okay, either way. And then you got Mike Vrabel. He the coach, and you know he a defensive minded coach. Of course, as we starting to see, anybody that comes from the Belichick tree is gonna be trash as a coach. But he having a good season. And I think they could. I think they could beat the Chiefs only because they can just run the ball so well with Henry. Like Henry can go. What he had 27 carries this last game. Like that's a lot of plays in the game to give to one player. Like hold on. Like damn. That's sometimes a team only has the ball 27 times a
That's
game.
what I'm saying. Like if
You
he
know what I'm
like,
saying? Or
bro,
has 27 plays in the game. And that's what they would probably do, try to slow the Chiefs down and pound it with Henry. But
like
I don't
bro,
see it happening.
what if he has like goes over 2,000 yards, right? Has like I think he's already got like 12 touchdowns, right? So if he goes, what's the last MVP? What's the last running back to win the MVP? Alexander?
Go.
AP.
This man said Alexander. They disrespect the Adrian Peterson.
Disrespectful. It's like 06.
Sean
Alexander?
Right? AP.
I don't think he did, right?
He did win.
He won?
Yeah.
But AP was like 2012, 2013, bro. He's like,
So like
Alexander was back
he goes for if he goes for 2,000 and they go to the playoffs and he's like first in yards and touchdowns and no fumbles. I mean I think that's worth a lot of.
It's not enough to dethrone the reigning MVP.
Yeah,
like for one, the reigning MVP already got one on his belt, and then he's not playing any worse. Like
no, I know. I just hate how it's always tailored. Like they're you know how you know how it is. You know how it is. They're looking at the quarterbacks first. You know
gotta get to 2,000 yards. I don't think he's getting to 2,000 yards though.
Bro, he averages 114 yards a game. They got 5 more.
He can get 2,000 yards, but he got to break like the Russian touchdown record too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, not gonna
2,000 yards. It just it might honestly. Yeah, it might.
I mean, bro,
is Tannehill having a bad season?
No, not at all.
I don't think so. I think he's having the best season of his career. He's got 23 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and he had that total all of last year.
Nah, yeah, for sure. I mean,
so he got what 4 or 5 weeks ago. He's having the best season. Derrick Henry cannot get MVP because Tannehill is having the best season of his career.
But nobody's even gonna put Tannehill in the conversation of MVP.
Why not? They just gave him like what 100-something million in the
anybody.
Summer? And then the first year you have your career year. They're gonna talk about that and lead the team to the playoffs again.
Bro, nobody's mentioned him in the conversation.
They're gonna talk.
He's not gonna get mentioned, but his quarterback is solid enough. His quarterback is not ass.
He's not ass, but
and that's what takes away from Henry because his quarterback's not ass. It's not like they can't have a quarterback win the game.
But bro, you act like a running back never won MVP. If
Patrick Mahomes ain't in the game, they ain't gonna win.
They haven't.
But bro, you act like a running back has never won an MVP with a great quarterback. What are you talking about?
They haven't.
That's not true, bro.
And Sean Alexander quarterback was trash. AP quarterback.
But Daniel Thomason won a. You guys talk about fucking Phillip Rivers.
I mean, he had like 28 touchdowns though. It was crazy.
Didn't Emmitt Smith win an MVP with a great?
Come on, man! You're talking about 40 years ago.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro.
And Aikman was like Aikman Hall of Famer. Shit, what the fuck you talking about? Like,
yeah, like even worse. Like,
so Derek, the way Derek's playing right now, you don't think he can make it to the Hall of Fame? What are you talking about?
He can.
Who?
Listen, bro. I got Derrick Henry in the top 3 right now. I got Mahomes, Rodgers, Henry as we speak, or whatever. Like everybody else fell off to me. Then I go Big Ben after that. But
I don't know. I got to put Big Ben before him.
Henry.
Before Big Ben, before Henry. They were 8-8 last year. He already got 10 wins.
You know, Deshaun Watson has better numbers than Big Ben, right?
He only got 2 wins though. I can't put Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Exactly. No wins. He's terrible. Like team's terrible.
They stuck.
We'll get to Watson. hold on.
Yeah. We'll get to that later. Go ahead, Mike.
But as far as Henry, not only because of the 3 walk-off touchdowns, I think he'd have made it to number 3. You know what I mean? And he was running back or whatever. He beats and running backs need a little bit of love, but he won't win and whatnot. As far as the Titans are concerned, it's the defense. That's their problem. The defense is only okay. It ain't great. They have moments, but they also they beat the Colts, but then they also lose to the Colts. You know, before and stuff like that. And Rivers like beat him up and stuff like that. So I don't trust him on a week-to-week basis. And you know what? Think about Tannehill. He's solid right now, but I feel like he could always revert back to old Tannehill. I don't trust him at all.
I don't know. I like him, but we'll see.
Well, I don't think the coaching staff puts him in the chance to be a gunslinger.
Right.
Like he's having a career season with 23 touchdowns though, Mike. Right. He ain't got 35 already. Like he's on pace to pass like maybe. That's pretty normal, but that's a career year for him. So they're not asking him to do a whole bunch. And that's why they give Henry the ball. But Tannehill has had some 4-touchdown, 400-yard games.
I like
it. Remember this.
I like it, but when the bright lights, you know what? Ain't gonna be no crowd there, so that might help him out a little bit when the playoffs. But
he's in the bright lights last year, Mike.
They went in there and beat.
What you mean?
I said, they went in there and beat the Ravens.
Not the first game.
They went in there and beat the Ravens. He beat Baltimore. He played well, bro. I think he can. If that defense can come along, they can beat anybody. That's a fact. Anybody can be beat any given Sunday. Defense.
That was a one-track offense, Lamar only offense they beat.
I mean, so what?
It wasn't a hard game plan. That's all I'm saying. Whatever. But anyway, moving on forward, man. Cardinals, who we used to have, well, Jordan had Kyler Howard in the MVP race, but they lost this week to the Patriots. Talk about that game, and you think the Cardinals can still make the playoffs. What do you think, Tobi? You shaking your head up there?
Shaking my head because, I mean, they lost. They 6-5 now. I didn't see this coming. I thought they was going to beat the Patriots, but Bill Belichick, you know, is a genius when it comes to young quarterbacks. He locked them up. Can they still make the playoff? Yes. I think they're 7th right now, and the teams beneath them are like fucking Bears. I looked at the schedule, and I think they still have to play the Eagles, which is I think that should be like a lock for a W. And
yeah, why you laughing?
Hold up. Let me make sure I look at it. Okay, so they play the Rams next. They play the Rams 2 times before the season.
Those are important games.
Important games, but I feel like they should be able to split at least one of those. Can't lose both. Can't guess what. But then you got the Giants in there and the Eagles. And then the 49ers, which the 49ers just beat the Rams. Divisional game, you know, it's gonna be up in there. They still have a good chance, but they definitely have to beat the Eagles and the Giants. They have to. Must-win games if they're trying to get in the playoffs. But they still have a chance. But they'll be out fast in the first round.
All right.
As good as y'all said they was. That's all.
Jeff, what do you think, man, about the Cardinals and Pats game and Cardinals' chances now?
Cardinals they're done. It was either one of the, I mean, look, with a team like that, it's either ride the hot hand from the jump and go all the way all the season. Right. You can't go and stop and then start up again. They too young. They're not good enough like that. Kyler not there. He not there yet. It's only his 2nd year. Mm-hmm. So he a young team. So he either had to be hot all season and win MVP for them to be going somewhere, or the moment they started losing like they are now, they was gonna fall back and they was gonna show us who they truly are, which is a young team that's not gonna win. Yeah, like you said, Bill always killed the Patriots. Always eat the young quarterbacks alive. I mean, but he was terrible, man. Like they said, he hurt a little bit, so maybe that's the case. I mean, maybe that's an excuse. You never know, but again, it's his 2nd year. He been throwing all season. That arm might be a little tired.
Sure, what you think, man?
I mean, as long as he can, you know, stay healthy, they're going to the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. Reason why they're going to make the playoffs is you look at the bubble teams that are under them. Minnesota, San Francisco, right? They're both 5-6. Cardinals are 6-5. You look at the rest of the Cardinal schedule, they're either going 2 or 3 or 3 or 2. 3-2. Minnesota and San Fran, they're either going 2 and 3 or 1 and 4. Look at all their schedules. So it's going to give the Cardinals 1 up, and they're going to the playoffs. You feel what I'm saying? So they're going.
Are they going to be a quick out? Like, are they?
I'm just saying.
Are they going to be a quick out when they get there? Like, what's
I
going
don't
on?
know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it depends who they play. When you look at the contending teams in the NFC, those defenses aren't that great. If they play a team like if they play a team like Seattle, I mean, they can get in there with Seattle, or you know what I'm saying. I think Green Bay might be able to beat them, but if they play Seattle in the playoffs, they could beat Seattle in the playoffs. They could beat Seattle for sure. So
I think they only get in because they play. Who do they play next?
Who? They got the Rams.
They play the Rams.
They got the Rams.
That's 2 L's in a row. Okay.
3.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, even if
that's
they
actually because they 3 or 4, so they'll be. He's terrible. They're done. They're sinking.
Only because they're letting 7 teams in, they might get in. If it was only 6, they'd be done. I think.
They're getting in though, because I think they are at the 7 though, right, bro?
Right. That's why. That's it. The only reason why, because of the 7 and stuff like that. But I do think ever since he hurt his shoulder last week, Kyler, he ain't been the same. I also think Jeff is right because they're a young team and they still having these growing pains. I think that with the Pats, like you said, man, I don't care what. Like their offense is so bad, but they still won the game, last 2 games, because Belichick is so smart on defense, stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. But I think they're gonna be a quick out too. I think also the league is starting to get used to Kyler a little bit too, like everybody else or whatever like that. So you take some time to get used to what he's doing. Also, Fitz missed the last game, I think, and he ain't like great production anymore, but he is like the team leader. He's smart on the bench. He get him first down when he needs to, like what to do. So he's a big loss for them anytime he's out right now. He like the whole team mentor or whatever, stuff like that. So I thought that was big. But yeah, that was a huge loss. The Rams next up, and they coming off a loss too. That's gonna be a crazy game. So we're gonna see how that whole thing go. But moving on forward, let's talk to the other team we thought were in the playoffs, but we don't know now. Jeff and his Raiders, something like that. What's up with the Raiders, Jeff? Talk to me, man.
Man, I mean, like I said earlier this season, I said we just not there yet. I mean, we last year we did the same thing. We hopped out in the first 4 games. We was 2-1. The momentum was good. Everybody started riding us, and then we started being middle of the pack, and we started losing at the end. This year we hopped out about 6 games out. We were looking pretty good, and we just can't get over that hump right now. I just don't know. We can't score sometimes, and that sucks. And I just think that's our quarterback play. Derek Carr just not it, man. I mean, he just can't score sometimes. So the elite teams, the coach or the whole team, the stadium, the state say, get a guy that ball, he gonna go get us a touchdown. We don't have that guy. We got there. Jacobs is good. The run game is good, but if you can't throw, they just load the box, man. And I think Derek Carr is, of course, our defense is probably like the 32nd ranked defense in the league. It's terrible. But this year's a wash. I mean, if we get in the playoffs, I'll be happy, but I'll be more excited next year.
Okay. What do you think, Tobi, about what's going to do? I know you're mad about that game.
Yeah, that cost me a parlay. I just had them covering 10 points and they got destroyed. I mean, with the Raiders, I mean, they're up and down team. You can't trust them at all. That's why nobody really even though they go on their runs and they look like a solid team sometimes, they're never really going to scare you. They really not going to put no fear into you. They're a solid team. They got more work to do. I don't know. They got beat by the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, that was really a bad loss. Yeah, by a lot. It's like 43-6. My goodness. I don't know what to say about that. That's an ugly loss. They need to do better. They might go to the playoffs this year, but it is what it is. They're not really that great of a team yet. They still got more work to do.
Jordan, what you think? You were co-signing Carr all season. What do you think right now about the Raiders and what happened yesterday?
Honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think they kind of overlooked the Falcons. They were coming into that Chiefs game last week on the 3-game winning streak. You know what I'm saying? They played up to the Chiefs. They only lost by 4 points. They probably looked at the Falcons and we're going to steamroll them. And Falcons came out, you know what I'm saying, and played well. The Raiders had 11 penalties and 5 turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta only had 6 penalties and 1 turnover. You lose games like that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, no matter who you are. So I think that's, you know what I'm saying? I think they overlooked them. Then they got the Jets next week. You know what I'm saying? So that they don't
See,
come.
this is why
Yeah.
we had to win that game, man. This is why we
Yeah.
had to win that game. 'Cause we could have
So,
looked at the
I
Jets.
think that
Oh, we're gonna steamroll them.
right. That's what I'm saying. So I think they took the gas pedal off a little bit, thinking they were going to steamroll Atlanta coming
Yeah.
off. They 3-game winning streak, and you only lost by 4 to the Chiefs. You're gonna smell yourself.
Yeah.
So
All right, so the
Never
same.
mind.
So since they 6-5, to the same question then about the Cardinals. Will they make the playoffs? You think now? The Raiders.
man. I mean, they're in it right now. So
No, we on the outside now.
no, really.
Yeah, we're on the outside now. I think we like the second team on the outside now.
So you saying no, Jeff? Y'all won't make it playoffs this year.
Is Lamar playing?
Yeah.
Nah.
It was rough.
They gonna lose. We might make the playoffs. We might make the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, you look at their schedule. I mean, their schedule was pretty
That's
deep.
why we
Pretty-
needed this Falcons game.
Like,
We didn't show up.
That was rough. Yeah.
And listen, the Falcons aren't
The
playing
Colts
that
can-
bad recently. They've
the
actually
Colts-
been playing pretty good.
Yeah.
But listen, you're talking about Carr. How much goes on Gruden when y'all don't show up to games like that? How much blame you put on Gruden for that?
I mean, everybody gets something to blame. I mean, let's not get it twisted.
Didn't Carr get hurt, Jeff?
I
Or
didn't
they
think
just
so.
benched him, or they just put him, or they just took him out?
I don't think so. I mean,
Oh.
no matter what the case is, he's got to, scores in basketball. They want to score. They want to go do what they do. That's what they do. Athletes do that. You're a shot blocker. You score on football. You're a running back. You run. Wide receiver. You catch. Defense. You tackle. He don't have that quarterback thing to just be like, all right, I'm ready to punch this shit in right now. Like, let's go run my best 3-4 plays, and we about to go down the field and punch it in. He just doesn't have that, and that's just it. Like, he is really a middle of the pack quarterback. He's really a middle of the pack. He's not bad. He's not great. He's just a good quarterback.
Well,
Somebody like the Cleveland Browns would take. Like, oh, he was a good quarterback in his last year.
Shit, he might take the Browns to the playoffs. Well, they're
Browns-
going to the playoffs.
Browns go to the playoffs, yeah. But
They're going to the playoffs, but Baker ain't that great, but he's been playing all right recently.
beat the Eagles.
That's nuts. Did
He ain't been turning the ball over, so he's been playing all right.
Nothing.
All right. Well, let's talk about it from an okay quarterback to a great quarterback. Let's go to Deshaun Watson. We were talking about a little earlier. And he had a 4 TD performance on Thanksgiving Day in front of the whole world. This finally showed that he is an elite, let's say top 3 quarterback in this league. What do you think, Jordan?
I think we had already had him in there. I know I did when we talked about our top 5.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not. We're talking about you. We're talking about, I guess, he ain't talked about a lot at all. Nowhere, stuff like that.
It's because they suck right now, but we all know he's definitely top 5. Like I don't know where, I don't know why, I don't know who doesn't have him in this top 5. I mean, right now he's 4th in the league in yards, 6th in completion percentage.
Right. Okay, so yeah, he's always been top 5, but is he on the level would you would say with Mahomes and Rodgers or whatever?
I mean, he hasn't won anything, so you can't say that because he hasn't won anything. You know what I'm saying? But if those guys are on another level, those guys are the top 2 tiers. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Meek.
Yeah, you feel me? So I think Mahomes and Rodgers are in that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you could put Russell Wilson in that. He has a Super Bowl ring. Russell Wilson's done great things. And then right after those 3, it's definitely, I don't see anybody else. Deshaun Watson is there. He's over.
What about Russell Wilson? You said Russell Wilson?
Well, I said I think he's in that category of like Mahomes and Rodgers. I think those 3 you can. I think they're solidified. And then I think Deshaun Watson.
What about Big Ben?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said outside of that 3, right
Who's
there,
that, Jeff?
right there is Deshaun Watson. And then if you want to say this year, I mean, Big Ben's been playing great. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to say Big Ben, okay. But there's a debate on number 5. It's not just a guarantee.
I mean, he's a 2-time Super Bowl
I realize
MVP.
that. I mean, I'm not.
That was real casual. I like that.
But I'm just saying, you gotta. This is a debate. We can debate this because
Right.
the debate won. So, but he's definitely there.
Toby, what you think, man, about Deshaun right now?
He's a good, solid quarterback. Not elite though.
What?
Team has like
Go ahead.
yeah,
I know, right? Good,
he's not
solid.
elite. He's good. He's a good, solid quarterback. I wouldn't say he's elite. I mean, when I think of elite, I think of Patrick Mahomes and Rodgers and Russell Wilson. I don't think about Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry.
And see, Jordan. See, but hold on, Toby. That's my point. He don't get thought about like the other quarterbacks
Yeah,
do.
I mean, he's not because what's his record? What's his team record right now? I'm just asking. I just want to know his record right now. I don't know.
They're like 4
They're
and 7.
terrible.
Terrible.
And in my opinion, I feel like if a different quarterback was on it, his team sucks. I give you that, okay?
Right.
But I just feel like I don't see Aaron Rodgers on that team having 2 wins.
So who?
Or 3 wins. It doesn't matter. I don't feel that way when I think about him having 2 wins. And I think that he beat. I think his team. He beat Jaguars twice. I think it was, and then he beat the Lions. Did he have 4 wins or 3 wins?
Bro,
those teams just suck. I mean, they just suck. So I can't say he's elite after throwing 4 touchdowns on the Lions. They're point Lions. They suck. So he's a good quarterback, but come on, if you really think about it, Patrick Mahomes and Rodgers, they're gonna have 3 wins, and they were in some of those games too. They could, anything could have happened.
Hold on, Jeff. Go ahead, Jordan. What you gonna say back to Toby?
Deshaun Watson went toe to toe with Mahomes last year. They blew the game, but they was blowing them out in the first. I mean, what other quarterback is there besides the big 3 that you want to name that you would take over Deshaun Watson?
That's why I just said he wasn't.
That's why I just said he's not. There's not. You can't really. Okay, Drew Brees is old right now, right? He's old. But if Drew Brees was like Drew Brees, I would say he's over. Deshaun Watson. I don't think Drew Brees is gonna have 3 wins, 4 wins against trash teams. That's how I just think about it. I just think like the record says he's a good quarterback, but the record says something. You got to take that into consideration.
And so you got Big Ben over Deshaun Watson right now. So.
Well, Big Ben's undefeated, bro. That nigga has 0 losses. He hasn't lost a football game.
Jeff, man, what's your thoughts on Deshaun, man?
Yeah, I'm with Toby on this. Deshaun, like, he right outside the upper echelon.
But still elite,
like,
though. I mean, what's elite to you, though? Like, top 5 is not
elite. Is elite. Honestly, all right. So elite to me is like Toby said, your team does never having a losing record.
This is ugly.
Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Quarterbacks that don't have when they're playing all the games and don't have losing
go look at the Texans schedule and look at their team.
They 2 and something.
And you tell me if you put any of those other players on that team that they would have a better record.
Yes.
Hell no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, man. Brady do it with nobody every year.
They can protect Brady, bro. They can't even protect this man. They don't never. This is one of the most sacked quarterbacks since he's been in the league, bro. He don't get no type of protection. He still put up 4,000 yards. He lost D-Hop. He's still about to have
4,000 yards is normal now. 4,000 yards is kind of normal now.
Crazy.
Like
I told you, Jordan. I try to tell you, like, he ain't thought about like that.
Not really that great. But yeah, Watson just doesn't. I mean, he's like that echelon right outside. He's like right outside the club trying.
Throwing for 4,000 yards is not normal just because there's a lot of guys doing it. That means
I'll give you this, Jordan. In the beginning of the season, he started off playing some hard teams. He played some hard teams like the first 3 games. But I see like teams like Minnesota. Minnesota's really not that good to me. Deshaun Watson should be able to beat them. And they just lost to the Browns. The Browns, they beat the Browns. Listen, they won 10-7. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
They're going to the playoffs.
That's a bad loss, bro. 10-7. They have the Browns are they're in the playoffs, 10-7. So
bro,
that's Derek Carr-esque right there. Like 6 points, 7 points. Like,
bro,
come on.
That's
what I'm talking about. If you put an elite quarterback in that situation, I don't think he's losing to the Browns 10-7.
I know. He gonna win by himself. He will catch his own.
10-7 is a bad loss. Will Fuller played that game too, right? Will Fuller played that game?
Who?
Will Fuller. Yeah. He played that game, right? Okay. That man was on PEDs and he got clamped. They didn't do nothing that game. 10-7.
Bro, the Browns are.
He ain't taking
Browns-
that game. That's how he got caught.
Stop it. The Browns ain't nothing, bro. Stop it.
Brother,
Yo, yeah. I mean,
He's
Deshaun
the
Watson,
quarterback.
he just
Not
not
there
there.
yet.
Like,
He's still
that's
got.
great.
he's really good.
But you didn't even answer my
And what
question.
year is what?
You
Five?
didn't even answer my question.
What year is
Huh?
he in?
What?
He in his
What year is
fourth
Watson?
It's gotta
year.
be
Fourth year. Yeah, fourth year.
But there was no other quarterback that you named outside of the big three that you would take over him. Top 5 is elite.
Would y'all take Kyler over him? Kyler?
No, I'm not taking Kyler.
No.
You're not taking Lamar. You're not taking
No.
Josh Allen. So where we go? Where else are we going? You're not taking
Big
Dak.
Taking Big Ben.
I don't know. I
Dak
might
is
take
gonna
that.
be.
Healthy Dak.
Come on, man. Dak a
Might
winner.
take a healthy Dak. And Dak and Deshaun Watson remind me of each other. Honestly, like they really do. They do a lot of statistical stuff, but the wins just don't be there.
The wins don't be there.
The wins
Bro,
don't
you really
be
think
there.
about it. The wins
Dak
don't be
and
there, bro.
They remind me of each
Bro,
other, bro. It must be a Texas thing. Like I don't know.
Bro, the wins don't be there. If you really think
bro.
about it.
Wins
They're
don't
similar
be
in
there.
that.
They get a lot of good
Great numbers.
And you put Deshaun Watson on the Cowboys. A couple of them years they went to the playoffs and they winning shit.
I don't
So
think
I don't
so.
care what nobody said.
Nah.
He just had D Hop and he couldn't
He
win.
do shit with D-Hop.
And Deshaun Watson got full. What you mean?
He do nothing with D-Hop, bro.
Oh, damn.
No noise.
He just had a top 3 receiver in the league.
Bro, top 5 is elite in the NFL. So he's a top 5 quarterback. He's elite. I don't care what
Not
anybody.
top 5.
Okay, he's top 5.
Listen.
There's no other quarterback that y'all name that was outside of them. Out of the top 3 that you take over him. Nobody.
They just said. They
What
just said.
I got Mahomes, Rodgers, we got Wilson, we got Roethlisberger. I'll take Brady over Watson. Hell,
And y'all
nigga.
said
You
that.
drunk. Breeze.
You're drunk.
I'll
Healthy
take Brady
Breeze.
over Watson.
And
Don't
Breeze.
get it twisted.
Not non-watch Breeze. You know, I just can't.
Yo,
When you say elite, you got to put them in the same category. Are you putting him in the same category with them? No. He's a very good quarterback. He's very good.
quarterback today.
He's a very good quarterback.
If you behind every game, you got to throw to catch up.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. That's how. Yo, are they similar? They might be brothers. It's a Texas thing, bro.
They really are similar.
It's definitely a Texas thing.
That's really
in
some
Dallas. Got quarterbacks that throw but can't win.
Yo, Dak Prescott was shitting before he got hurt. He was had hella yards, but they still was trash.
You know that the Texans were in the playoffs last year?
What's your point?
Okay.
And they took the Chiefs down. Well, they ended up getting blown out, but do you know
They got blown out. End of discussion.
Was that
Yo,
did
the
Dak
Texans
Prescott
have
do
never
that
won a
shit?
playoff game.
Mike, did Dak Prescott? They got you.
John
They won a playoff game to get.
bro.
They won a playoff game to get there.
They beat the Bills, I think.
They beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills.
Wasn't that like his first win?
Come on.
I think that's
Yo,
his first.
Mike, y'all tripping.
They got blown out, bro. It don't matter.
Yeah, I just don't have it. Yeah.
And it was up big.
Listen, this is why I made it. Listen, this is why I made it a question, Jordan, because you would think people think he elite, but they really don't, or whatever like that. And it's crazy because his stats say he elite, but his wins and losses don't. But I will say that you got to remember Bill O'Reilly was a big hindrance towards that whole team, including John Watson or whatever like that. So I mean, they started off bad this year. We'll see what they do next year. But bro is talented as hell, yo. Like I don't know what it's like nice, bro.
And I give you that he's never been behind an offensive line of any kind of sort.
No offense, and a bad coach. He's horrible or whatever. Like
horrible. They wasting his career.
That's why I said like Bill O'Brien might have really just did him a favor this year. Like
and then the guy they got now, man, he wasn't the coach in the beginning, so he had like a whole offseason. So we'll see how he do next offseason.
Wide receivers done for the year.
Huh?
And that was #1 wide receivers done for the year. It cost me my chip fantasy.
Oh yeah, well, I mean it's always next season. I mean he's gonna lose a couple games next season. He might get 4 this year, so that might be this season in its totality.
Anyway, man, that was a good topic, man. Let's move on forward, man. Speaking of Dak Prescott, the Cowboys, and we see that they lost again. McCarthy, man, should he just be one and done and get fired after the season, or should they keep him and stuff like that? What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah. I think he was a stop plug in this whole process. He need to be done after this season. He's just not the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not who he used to be. He's not the guy who had Alex Smith and made him good in San Francisco. He's not the guy who had Aaron Rodgers and won a Super Bowl in Green Bay. He's just not that guy. And with everything said, Jerry Jones need to get his act together. Jerry Jones really did this, in my opinion, out of spite. He really got McCarthy out of spite. Like, he could have kept Coach Clapp, extended him one more year, and let him and Dak either do whatever they was gonna do together or call it a day on both of them. But Jerry Jones got problems with letting go of power, and he got a lame duck coach in between it now.
All right. So what you think, man?
He's done. I walked in. I was on Thanksgiving Day. I walked into my room, and the first play I seen was the fake punt on 4th down. I was done after that, bro. I was done. I feel like that was the worst, one of the worst play calls I ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
Like, who thinks of stuff like that?
Right.
Bro, punt the ball. Your defense, I mean, they're bad, but they wasn't playing that back up to that point. You know what I'm saying? They got ran over after that because it's like you put it back right against their own end zone. Like, game was over. He's done. I don't know what they're gonna do now, but he's done. I mean, that call right there was all I need to see. That was all I need to see. He's done.
Jordan, what you think, man? Should we want it done?
Yeah, he should be done. If it happened to Steve Wilkes in Arizona before they got Kingsbury. So if it happened to him, it should happen to McCarthy. He should be. And that they're with all the talent. Steve Wilkes didn't have that type of talent. I know Dak went out, but Andy Dalton is not like they don't have scrubs on out there playing. So
I think he was the wrong coach from the beginning. I think he was wrong hire. Like Jeff said, his time has passed. He don't relate to the players no more. And also, he had fucking I'm sorry, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that.
No, yeah,
like,
Aaron Rodgers won him a Super Bowl. He did nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know why. I think he finessed Jerry, the meetings and stuff like that to get the job a little bit. I really do. Or whatever.
You get the check right fast.
Yeah. Got his little good side or whatever. But I feel like that, sometimes these GMs or whatever, they keep people around to see can they get another shot. But sometimes you just make a mistake, you move on. And I think in this case, they guys let him go and say, all right, we're gonna move on. And then he brought in Mike Nolan, who's super trash.
Terrible. Worst D coordinator out there, bro.
Bad decisions all around, man. Just bad
all
decisions.
around. Yeah. But McCarthy brought in Nolan, not Jerry. So that's what I'm saying. Like McCarthy, he should just be gone. Take Nolan with you, and we're gonna start this thing all over again with a healthy Dak next year.
Jerry might be the luckiest owner because he gets this 1 year with Bum McCarthy and Dak gets hurt. So he's saving so much money.
I think Dak making more money right now, honestly, while being hurt.
But I'm just saying, like, it's only for this year.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, this is it. Like, it's over. Like, he's really got a clean board. He can go get a head coach and a quarterback if he can find one.
Ain't no quarterbacks out there, bro. He have to pay Dak, bro. If it was a quarterback, you would want him in Oakland.
Hey, look, you know what? I was thinking about this about the Patriots sidebar. Let's go back. I said, the Patriots might as well run that old school college running game with 3 running backs. Because Cam can't throw worth the lick, bro.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy?
Terrible, bro.
They're gonna be in the market though, especially in the draft for
Dallas?
quarterback. There's a lot of good.
If I'm the Steelers, I'm signing Dak.
College there could be at least 3 to 5 quarterbacks going the first. Bro, I watch college, bro. There could be at least 3 to 5 quarterbacks going into the first round from college, bro. Like,
gotta wait for them
they
to
could be in the
develop
market if they want. Like, if they really wanted to. I don't think they should, but they could.
What are they gonna do?
Who are they gonna pick? It makes no sense.
That was
you better keep Dak before we take Dak and win a bowl with Dak.
Dak won't be ready till what?
Right now, bro. They're gonna have
ready in April.
Nah, they're gonna have
April. What you talking about?
They're gonna have top 5, top 7 pick. They're that bad.
Wait, Dak not gonna be ready in no April. He ain't had surgery yet, did he?
Yeah, he had surgery.
He had surgery. Yeah, he definitely had surgery.
Yeah, he did. He had to have emergency.
Might be ready by then.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Only a 6-month, 8-month injury at the most. He'll be back by April, May. That'll be fine.
I'm just saying they could be in the market to do that, like if they wanted to.
But you're gonna have a rookie with a 5th-year Zeke and a 8th-year Amari. Like you need a veteran out there. You don't want a rookie with.
Yeah, you said 5th-year Zeke. You ain't.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you can.
It's a running back, bro. Like,
they can sit there. They can sit there.
He what? 20 what? 4?
Man, Zeke already basically watched almost or whatever like that. It's like
Stop it.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Wow. I love that. We're gonna have to say that for after the trenches. After the trenches, like
after the stretches, yeah. That's a good.
After the trenches.
Already basically washed. Wow.
That's a good name. After the, I like that, Jeff, for the full show. After the stretches or whatever like that.
Yeah, full show. Yeah.
I'll get to that later on or whatever like that. But I will say
ATF too. Oh, that's
he's had
dope.
one 100-yard game this season and one of the last like 15 games. That's all I'm saying.
Still leads the league in yards since he came into the NFL.
Come on, bro.
Since he came into the NFL.
Stop it, bro. Since he came into the NFL. How many years ago?
I really don't care. I really don't care. If you step into the NFL and you're the leading rusher ever since you stepped into the league,
people that got hurt, all types of shit. What do you mean?
I don't care. You are the best.
He's not the best right now, bro. Come on, that's because
he's fine. You can say that. I don't even care. But
he hasn't been the best since.
If you in the league,
maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago, right.
2 years ago, he was the best.
Bro, he's ever since he stepped on the scene.
What's your point?
He leads the NFL in rushing yards. You're the best. I don't care.
He was the best 2 years ago.
Bro, he had 1,400 last year and 12 touchdowns. 1,400 year before that. He's getting busy.
I put C-Mac over him last year. Christian McCaffrey last year.
Henry was too.
Derrick Henry and Christian
Derrick
McCaffrey.
Henry wasn't, bro. Derrick Henry didn't step onto the scene doing what he's just doing. Derrick
Last
Henry
year?
just died this last
I said
year.
last year.
You said last year.
Yeah, last year.
Been like that since he stepped on the scene as a rookie. Stop it.
I understand that, but he fell off, bro. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. He ain't fall off?
He fell off.
No, they fell off. They suck.
He fell off.
They suck.
Yo, if you really watch Zeke, real talk, he lost some burst, yo. He's not as fast as he used to be. He'll hit the hole as fast. Right now, yo,
he know the season over.
Get the fuck out of here. Right now, yo, he was close since game one.
Bro, he knew this was gonna be a Dak season, man.
Yo,
he knew Dak had to get paid.
Right now, watch Pollard and watch Zeke, yo. Pollard hit the hole way better than Zeke.
Bro, Tony Pollard is a faster player. What? Stop the madness.
Wait, and then on top of that, Tony Pollard got something to prove. Zeke don't.
What are we talking about? Come on.
He ain't fall off? All right, I'm moving on.
No, bro. Nah. They fell off. Trash.
Fuck out of here. Anyway, speaking of the NFC, and speaking of trash, actually, let's talk about the NFC. No, I'm saying it for the next topic. Let's skip that. Let's talk about other trash. Talk about the Eagles. And the Eagles lose.
Yo, now you
as usual. So, no, seriously though, if one had to go at the end of the season, should it be Carson or Doug? I'm gonna let Jordan start with this one, man.
Nah, man, you gotta let me go last.
All right,
I got you.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
So, if one had to go Carson or Doug, I would say it's gonna be Carson because I don't think whatever's going on with him. You know what? Yeah, I would do Doug. I would fire Doug.
Okay.
I would fire Doug and Howie Roseman, honestly. Clean the whole thing. Start it over because Howie Roseman ain't really been what he used to be. So I would let go of Doug because maybe Carson Wentz can be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some sort of coach guru, QB guru out there, young up-and-coming quarterback coach that's about to get a head coaching job before an African-American gets a head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? Come in and spark Carson Wentz. But I would get rid of Doug. It's a little bit more easier. It's simpler.
Toby?
I'm going to get rid of Doug.
Okay.
Like Jeff said, Carson may be able to get fixed, but I mean, they owe him hella bread and all that stuff. So I feel like it's just easier just to fire Doug. And, you know, I mean, even though they're both the problem, I mean, I think Carson is trash right now. I don't know his confidence is completely gone. He's not the same player. But yeah, definitely Doug.
All right, Jordan, you up, baby? What's going on? What you got?
Showtime.
So the last person I'm looking at is Carson to leave. In all honesty, I wouldn't want to see Doug Peterson to go. I'm grateful for him. You feel me? Because he brought us something that we don't have. You know what I'm saying? But if you're looking at the three of these guys,
But you disrespect Nick Foles all the time.
I knew you was gonna go there, but it's all right. I'm gonna give it to Doug. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you look at it, like, and people want to blame Howie Roseman as well. Howie Roseman actually hasn't drafted that bad. It's only been the past 2 years. I looked it up, bro. Like, it's really
a lot of time to have a bad draft. 2 years.
2019 and 2020 were his worst drafts because of the players that he missed, especially at the wide receiver position.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they need to get better talent evaluators around him. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. What about free agency though? He paid Deshaun for nothing.
He paid Deshaun, and those were the wide receivers. I'm talking about just wide receivers. Like, he brought in some decent free agents for us, like in other areas. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at what he's drafted, like, bro, like from 2010 to 2020, I mean, from 2010 to 2018, he's drafted guys that we won a Super Bowl with and that were Pro Bowl players, that are Pro Bowl players. He drafted BG. He drafted Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox. We won a Super Bowl with Michael Kendricks. We won a Super Bowl with Vinnie Curry, Lane Johnson, Zach Ertz. He drafted Aguilar, which we won a Super Bowl with. He was our best receiver. Jordan Hicks was our best linebacker.
But he still let Aguilar go. He the GM.
I know, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, you can't put all the blame on him. He's only had the last 2 years since we won the Super Bowl. His drafts have just been bad. So I think if anybody has to go, it should be Doug, because Doug doesn't get a pass because his play calling and his decision making on 4th and 2 to fucking go for it, 4th and 4 to go for it when you could have kicked the field goal. He's been doing that all season. He's been making bad decisions.
He's been doing that his whole time. He that's what he does.
You always go for it.
Yeah. The
Really
Seahawks showed y'all no respect yesterday. They went for 4th down twice on their end.
But we showed up.
They showed no respect.
The defense played as well as they could. That offense was.
Yeah, the defense did an okay job.
You said they did an okay job?
You did a good job. What you guys thought you think you the Pittsburgh Steelers defense or something? Y'all did a good job. That was solid.
Bro, the whole fourth quarter, it was 0-0. What are you talking about?
Okay, because listen, you understand though, they wasn't even turning up on y'all for real. Like, they wasn't even trying to do too much because they know y'all was gonna get clamped. I mean, punch it to them and they're gonna get clamped.
Bro, what are you talking about? Bro,
what are you talking about?
Bro,
you have
the
no
defense
offense.
was on the field the whole game.
I'm with Jeff, man. I'm with Jeff, man. They had no respect. I said at the beginning of the game, they could have had 3-6 points early at least or whatever. They didn't care. They kept going for it or whatever like that. So.
They got punched in the mouth.
They still won though. Like,
that's cool, but that's cool though. But if the offense could have did something, we would have won that game. You're tripping.
But your offense never does anything. That's why the other team plays how they play.
But I know that. But I'm
had no respect for the Eagles.
I'm gonna fire Doug Peterson first. I'm gonna keep Carson Wentz, and I'm gonna keep Howie Roseman. They need to get better talent evaluators for Howie Roseman because over the last 10 years that he's been there, he's really historically only had 2 drafts. In all his drafts, he's drafted Pro Bowl players and guys that we won a Super Bowl with. Now he drafted Carson Wentz pretty bad.
The GM is he drafts, he get players, and he chooses to pay or not pay players. He done let go of some great players too. So you gotta put that in there too. Look at
we only let go of Jordan Hicks and Nelson Aguilar. Sidney Jones wasn't doing that well, and he left.
He's a top 5 corner right now.
Bro, they gave him his chance, and it was over. That shit happens like that. That's gonna happen. That's happening.
But they brought back D-Jack.
That was I said at the receiver position.
That same money you could have gave to Jones, you could have gave to D-Jack.
The only place that he is with, the only place where he has been a bad talent evaluator.
What about Malcolm Jenkins? Why ain't pay Malcolm Jenkins?
He didn't want to pay him. He didn't want to pay him.
Malcolm Jenkins washed.
It is what it is.
Whoa, he ain't washed him.
I been watching him. He missed a lot of tackles this year, bro.
They can use Malcolm Jenkins, yo. Malcolm Jenkins a leader.
Bro,
he's been a leader.
Bro, from 2010 to 2018, he drafted some good players.
But the misses are bad, yo. Like he could have DK Metcalf.
So bad.
This year was bad. This year was bad.
Jefferson.
Jefferson was right there.
We could have had anybody.
That's what makes it bad. But I'm gonna take the overall what he's done over the last bad 2 years. I'm okay with that. It's
Nigga
been that.
drafted
Well,
Arcega
in the
Whiteside instead of
NFL, it's
DK
hard to go
Metcalf.
2 years
That's crazy.
bad.
That's bad. No, that's bad. And then he went and torched them last night.
Right.
2 years in the NFL, bad drafts and bad teams.
You get
That
fired.
set a franchise back
No,
for a long time.
I agree. That's how you get fired. So
Out of
we'll
these
see.
two,
How you
Doug
get
and
fired real
Carson.
That's
fast.
how you get fired. So we'll see.
Out of these two, if something had to happen, you would rather Doug go than Carson. You saying, Jordan?
Yeah, I'd rather have Doug go than Carson. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm okay with I'm okay with Howie Roseman right now. Like, it is what it is. I'm okay. It's missed. But you're right though, Jeff. It could cost him his job. Wentz should be the only one that stays if the both of them go. You know what I'm saying?
Doug has been bad, man. Like I don't understand. I don't know what the fuck at the time. Like, he's been real bad, and he wrote a book called Fearless, so that's why he plays. That's why he goes for a fourth down, fourth and four, and shit like that, or whatever. But it's just dumb. It's dumb play calling. He's not innovative at all. He ran Miles Sanders 6 times last night. Miles Sanders doesn't have a single game in his career over 16 carries. That's ridiculous.
Really?
Yes. Not one game. He's never had 20 carries his whole career. With the Eagles, which is ridiculous. Stuff like that.
And he only went.
Well,
like
I mean,
year, right?
he's missed some games too.
Like second year though, right?
He's missed some
Second
games.
year.
He's been hurt this year though. That's probably why.
But when they run the ball well, they don't keep it going. Doug,
No.
you know what it is, Joe? Doug, an old QB. You know what it is?
Go.
Doug is a former QB. He obsessed with the pass. That's his problem, whatever like that. I swear. And I think he tried to live out his glory days that he never had through Carson Wentz. Somewhere. I don't know how he done that, whatever like that. But
yeah, I rock with you with that one. Yeah.
And I just think that he could never have that balance. Andy had that problem before. He still do sometimes. But he got Mahomes, so don't really hurt him as much, stuff like that, or whatever. But for Doug, and Doug, how you gonna go for? Like I said, why you think your offense so great? You gonna get it on 4th and 4? Like, why are you going for? You got no receivers.
After they didn't score the whole first half,
Right?
they barely scored the full first fucking quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
And then the whole shit with Hurts. What the fuck? Hurts in. How you put Hurts in to hand the ball off? What type of shit is that?
And then they threw the one pass, took him out, and then he didn't play for the rest of the game.
Right, but even having to hand the ball off is ridiculous. I could have had the ball off. The fuck was that for?
That was stupid as hell.
And you know what's crazy? Like we said, Jeff. Like 2 bad drafts to get you fired, and that shit really might get him fired. Howie Roseman. The fact that he done missed the past 2 drafts and he done picked Hurts and then missed on the wide receivers, like they're big misses, like they're major misses. So like I wouldn't be surprised if he does get fired. You feel what I'm saying? Because those are like major hits to them right now that are glaring, like eye popping.
This one more though, bro. Going back, he took Jordan Matthews when he could have had Devontae Adams.
Well, you know, right. But during that span though, like of that year, like they drafted, like I get what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But they drafted decent players that are still playing for the Eagles, that are starters, that were Pro Bowl players. So that's why
overall wasn't a bad. I'm saying that miss he could have had Devontae Adams over Jordan Matthews, even though you know.
What year was that? What was that? It was 2016 or 15?
That was 14, I think.
14.
Yeah, something like that. And Matthews are out the league right now, so that was a bad draft or whatever like that. But
they still be picking him up when everybody gets hurt like they did last year.
First of all, Carson's contract is way too big. You can't do nothing with him. And maybe, like Jeff said, you get him another Frank Wright, he might be a little bit better, like he had before, stuff like that. Doug is just Doug. I mean, normally you get 5 years at that Super Bowl, but he got to go. I'm sorry. Doug ain't So if I was
last year was kind of like the last straw, like low key. Like this was supposed to be the year they're supposed to get this shit together.
And the way he handling shit. You ever watch his press conferences? Yo, he's so bad. I mean, like, saying anything or whatever like that. So I don't. And even last night he was like, "Man, I thought Slade played pretty well. You know, he had some good." I'm like, "What? Where?"
There was a couple plays where he had some decent coverage. Russell Wilson threw a great ball, but he was getting burnt like 80% of the time.
Okay, as long as you say he was getting burnt, just make sure you say that part. Make sure you say that part. He was getting cooked.
He was getting
cooked. I'm confused how the people on the broadcast talking about how Slay should play corner, just not turn his head and locate the ball. Like that's why you getting mossed because you ain't even turning your head to look at the ball. He trying to play the receiver here. I'm like, yo, these guys are idiots.
that
And the
ball
one
moving too
touchdown
fast.
Metcalf
Ball
dropped.
moving too fast for him to look
Yeah.
at the ball.
He good for one drop a game.
Yeah, it would have been even worse actually.
You heard me, Jeff?
What?
I said that boy Metcalf, he moving so fast, it's hard for him to be looking at that ball. He trying to keep up.
Yeah.
But listen, how about this though? Listen, because speaking of Metcalf, they said Schwartz got him all upset or whatever about what he said or whatever about Megatron. But how about if they fired Doug and moved up Schwartz? How would you feel about that?
No, you gotta go too. He's terrible too.
No. I mean, no. Keep Schwartz.
He's terrible. Fire him too.
Bro, their defense is not bad, bro. It's their offense that makes their defense worse because they're always
You sure the defense ain't bad?
Look at the numbers, bro. The numbers.
You gonna tell me what their top 10 defense?
Look at them.
Are they top 10 defense?
I mean, not in points. They're number one. They're number two. They're like number 2 and 3 are sacks, but they're like in the middle of the pack. They're not like bottom 15. They're top 15. Like they're not. It's not bad. And that's part of the offense. Like if their offense could score, they'd probably be in the top 10, top 5.
So why would you use Schwartz?
Only 6 teams getting the playoffs.
I don't mind Schwartz because his scheme works. They don't have the players. The defensive line are monsters. The corners suck. So like if they could get some DBs who could cover, they're gonna be you can tell, bro. Like when that defensive line, when our defensive line comes in the game and they say, "Yo, we come we taking over." Bro, in the first quarter, they was lights out. They had shit on lock. And they always play well against Russell Wilson like that. They said that in the broadcast.
Russell Wilson undefeated against y'all.
The defense always plays well against him. They don't have he doesn't go crazy.
Not that well. Y'all never beat him.
Bro, the last two games were 17-9, and this one was what?
Bro, his career is like 10 years. He's undefeated against the Eagles, bro. I don't say y'all play well.
Bro. We play them well, bro. That's
all right.
Russell Wilson.
Man, about the NFC, because the worst of the worst, I call it best of the worst. Which team at this point will win the NFC East? What do you think, Toby?
I got the Skins. Skins are gonna probably win. I think the Eagles are going into too hard of a stretch right now. They're gonna play a lot of good teams. The Giants I think they just lost the quarterback. Yeah. So they got Colt McCoy starting. I think that's gonna hurt them. And the Cowboys, I can't just Cowboys. The Skins look like the best team. They got the probably the best defense, and they have a running game. So I feel like out of the worst division in NFL history, they're gonna get out of it.
All right, Jeff, go ahead, man.
I agree with Toby, and I think the Skins gonna do it because Alex Smith is good. I don't know why everybody acting like Alex Smith is trash. Like he was just remember he was just starting over top of Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. I know they wanted to go younger because Mahomes is so much better, but he's not Carson Wentz. Alex Smith is not Carson Wentz. He ain't nobody terrible. So that's why I think the Redskins. And you're right, the defense is like top 10 in the league. Gibson is a good running back. They got McLaurin as a wide receiver at number 1. So they got weapons. And Alex Smith is coming into form now. I think the Redskins are going to win.
Jordan, what you think, man?
Nah, man, this is like close to my heart. So this is hard for me to you know what I'm saying?
Be honest to me.
Be real with yourself first.
Be real with myself. That's why I try to take the emotion out of the Eagles, you feel me? And just be real. Just deal with reality. So if I'm dealing with reality, I have to go with the Redskins too. Because they got the best quarterback in the division right now. And they got the run.
He's the only starting quarterback.
They got the running game. They got the defensive line. And then they got the wide receiver. They're not going to make any noise to anybody. They could. Because they got the formula. They got the formula.
If they catch Russell Wilson sleeping, they might catch Russell Wilson sleeping.
But we'll see. So, fuck.
I know it hurt, bro. And let's remember people that are the Washington football team right now. Keep it politically correct. But
the FCC on that one.
yeah. But With that being said, man, they got the Steelers next week. That's an L for them. And then they got the Niners and Seahawks and Panthers. So I think they only go 2-3. So what Washington is going to be tough. So it's crazy. Like I might go with the Giants. I'm not gonna lie, or whatever. I don't think the Eagles could do it.
Wow.
Cowboys definitely out of it. I don't think Colt McCoy ever been that bad. He always played well when he came in, or whatever. Everywhere he came in, stuff like that.
Okay.
And Danny only got a hamstring. He ain't gonna be out for the whole time, or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So
Colt McCoy is pretty bad.
and I don't like this. I don't. Huh? He went. He went.
He's kind of ass. He's kind of ass.
Bro, he kept a job for how many years now?
I know. I mean, everybody does. Look at Josh McCown.
True.
But listen, I'm just saying, the Giants, if you watch them, they've been playing really, really good, honestly. Skins been playing good too, but not Skins, watch the football team. But the schedule, I'm with the schedule. So I'm going to throw a curveball since you're all set Washington. I'm going to go with the Giants.
I knew you was going to do that.
I mean, I like that. But all their schedules are rough. Like each NFC East remaining schedule is rough.
It's the Steelers, Niners, and Seahawks. I think Washington might lose all three of them games, honestly. So.
They can get the
beat the Niners, and I think they beat Seahawks. Come on.
Niners got healthy, low key. I think that
that's fine.
Yeah, but that quarterback for them.
Offensively, they don't. You know what I'm saying? The Washington football team defensive line is scary.
Yeah, they had the formula. Sure.
Same.
Yeah, the formula.
Yeah. You know what? Now the Giants schedule. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm taking Washington. Not the Giants schedule.
I thought so. Yeah.
Because the Giants got to play the Seahawks as well, and they got to play the Cardinals and the Ravens later in the season. So yeah, I'm
man. They're going to get ran all over for about 3 straight games.
Yeah, I'm going to Washington. So it's unanimous. All right. That's time of the show. We're going to pick our lock and our upset. You know, Tobi, who was right last week? I think it was Tobi, right?
What was that? No. Probably the lock.
I got my upset. I got my
upset. I couldn't really think of upset. I think I picked the Pats over the what's the name of them?
Cardinals? No, that was Jordan said that. I think.
Now he picked. No, I said the Pats, the Bucks over the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, that was wrong. Yeah, that wasn't it.
Oh, you had that, Tobi?
Yeah, because I should have said the fucking Falcons over the Raiders, but I thought that was a lot. I just didn't say it.
You were gonna say it.
I was just looking at the thing. I'm like, it all looked like all the favorites was about to win, but of course that one would be the upset.
You said
all
it.
right. So who want to go first this time, man?
Hold up.
I guess so.
Week 13.
All right. Hey, who first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I mean, I could have went first.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So my lock is the Packers over the Eagles.
Damn.
And my upset is the Washington football team.
Right.
Steelers. That could happen.
It could happen.
That could happen.
Wow.
It could happen.
Wow.
Okay.
So look, go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Joey.
So yo,
that could happen.
Oh man.
I see one. Ooh, okay.
I do too, but I saw another one. I think I might have to bet this weekend. This weekend looked real profitable. Like,
honestly, like I might. This is rough, bro. Tobi, you go.
Let me go. I was looking at the locks. There's a lot of locks on here. I'm gonna go Seahawks over Giants as my lock. I was gonna do Raiders over Jets, but the Raiders did this. I don't know. So I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks over Giants. Upset.
Bro, I'd slap you, bro. Disrespect, bro.
Upset. Falcons over Saints. The Saints are on like an 8-game winning streak. Falcons are at home. Falcons are playing decently. I got the Falcons at home as my upset.
That's pretty good.
Game 2.
Also, they just beat the Falcons with Taysom Hill last week, so they ready for Taysom this time. So I like that. Whatever it is. I might even put it on a ticket. Actually, that's a good bet. But Jordan.
All right, so my lock is going to be the Raiders over the Jets because they're gonna come back and they're gonna demolish them.
Yeah.
And then this is a rough upset because it goes against everything that I've said. The Bengals played pretty decent against the Giants. What if the Bengals beat the Dolphins?
Crazy.
What if the Bengals beat the Dolphins?
I mean, they won't. But
that was gonna be that was my possible lock. The Dolphins over the Bengals. They're not. Fitzpatrick is not losing no.
Okay. We're gonna find out because I like that. I don't know. Kind of like the Bengals sometimes. When their defense shows up, they're all right.
All right, I'm gonna go. I had the lock. Hold on. The lock was damn it.
I kind of had a sleeper one that I didn't want to say because I didn't know if it would matter.
Nah, don't say it. I got
the window is closed.
Window is closed. You can come back later on if I don't say it or whatever like that. All right. The lock I would say Chiefs over the Broncos. Actually, is my lock. Upset would be Jets over the. No, I'm joking. But nah.
Good.
Nah. Upset gonna be I just had that too a second ago. Bills over Niners over the Bills.
Niners over the Bills, upset.
Niners over the Bills. I like the Niners. So I got the big back.
Hey, yo, you know what? That's in Jersey too. Oh, nobody. Oh, they're not letting people. Okay.
Yeah, that shit whack.
I already said that Jets game is up in Jersey. I'm ready. Oh.
What would you sleep at? What would you sleep at, Jordan? Since we missed.
Y'all gonna laugh at me for this, but
we are.
I'm gonna explain why. Watch out for this Ravens and Steelers game tomorrow. I know because there's no Lamar Jackson.
They gonna get abolished, bro. What are you talking about?
Listen.
They gonna stick C4.
This was the sleeper pick from last week. You talked about this game last week too.
Yeah.
Watch out for that, man.
Listen to what I have to say. I'm not going to just
suplex the Ravens, man.
I'm not just going to automatically.
Bro, the quarterback is Robert Griffin.
Hold on. I'm not going to count the Ravens out, and here's why. They are 6-4. They need to win this game. Because if they don't win this game, there's a possibility that they can miss the playoffs.
So they're going to miss the playoffs, bro.
Huh? So listen.
Listen.
All I have to say is the offense. You never know. We've seen some crazy shit in 2020. Maybe RG3 has a freaking snap back to the past. No. They don't have to change the offense. He can run the offense like Lamar. They don't have to change the offense because he can run and he can probably throw more accurately than Lamar Jackson. We're gonna see. I'm just saying. Maybe he can turn back the But the Ravens defense is going to show up. I believe the Ravens defense is going to show up because they're going to have to. They're going to know they need to. You feel what I'm saying? So I think they're going to show it to the low. I think the defense is going to play well.
Mark Ingram out too, and
Dobbins is Dobbins is back. Dobbins is eligible to come off the list tomorrow. He's back. He's playing. I don't know about, but I think that they were able to run the ball.
Get thrashed,
they were able to run the ball in the Steelers last game. If he can have a blast from the pass,
you know what the good thing is? We can watch the game at 3:30 tomorrow. We ain't got to wait all night. So we better see the afternoon. Yeah, so I'll be working and watching the game at the same time.
That's work day. Yeah,
I would love to see a great game, man.
Yo, that's good. I didn't even think about that.
That obviously means that I got to do all work in the morning because I'm distracted. At that
big facts.
Pack it in for me at that point, like yo.
Yeah, so that's the good thing. We were to tell Jordan early how wrong he was about that one, but
I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm just giving you the case for it. Like damn.
Why we gotta have a case though? Why you hating on the Steelers so much?
I'm giving you the reasons why they could possibly win the game. Like It's a divisional game. I think their defense will shoulder the load. They don't have to change the offense because Robert Griffin can do just things like Robert Griffin can run and throw. They don't have to change anything up on offense.
He's trash, bro.
Dude.
Stop it.
He's trash, bro.
That's his
Stop
name.
that shit, bro.
I'm not saying they're gonna win the game.
Nigga, 8 years removed. He's trash.
You never know. You never
Time
know.
has been passed.
All right, man. Let's
gotta give them some credit. You never know.
moving forward, man. Power
Some good
rankings,
shit.
man. He must have. I saw he had that night Nate. So
Nate. Yeah, that Nate with the New York Knicks. That New York Knicks Nate.
Man, listen, I'm just speaking my knowledge. That's all, man.
Anyway, power rankings time, man. 1 through 5, fella. I see you've been looking up there. Toby, what you got, man? 1 through 5. Let's go.
Number 1, same as always since the beginning. Pittsburgh Steelers, not gonna change, undefeated.
All
2, Kansas City Chiefs. 3, Saints. 4, this is their first time being in my top 5. They've been in Dev's top 5 before, a couple of your other top 5. 4, I picked the Buffalo Bills, and then 5, I'm gonna pick the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, I like that. Jeff, what you got, man?
I got the Steelers. I got the Chiefs. I got Steelers, the Chiefs. I got the Buccaneers. Did they lose this week to the Chiefs by 3?
Yes.
Okay, I keep them in. And then that same spot. Then I got the Titans, and then I got the Packers.
Interesting. George, what you got, man?
Yeah, I pretty much got the same thing as Jeff. Steelers at 1. I'm putting the Steelers number 1 because I'm gonna give them the respect for being 10-0. Steelers at number 1, Chiefs at number 2. You said Saints, right? Yeah, Saints at number 3. Titans Bills at the 4, and the Packers at 5. I
said Bucks at 3.
Oh, you said the Bucks at the 3? Wait, who?
Yeah, even though they lost, because they only lost by 3.
Toby said Saints at 3.
Oh, okay. We're Saints.
Right.
And then Bills at 4, and then the Packers at 5. But however, I kind of had like a rough Packers and Titans. I wanted to put Packers or Titans, but Aaron Rodgers. So
Aaron Rodgers.
All right, I got of course I got Chiefs and I got Steelers, Chiefs. Everybody will have that or whatever. Number 3, I probably would go with it's tough, man. You know what? It's hard. The NFL don't have a lot of complete teams right now. It's really, really tough, honestly. But I probably would go with the Bills at 3. I would go with the Packers at 4, and then the Saints at 5. Saints are good, man, but only because Breeze ain't there, and I know if he's coming back, I can't keep him in the top 3 right now. So that's what I'm going to do.
So I knocked out the whole 5. I know they won, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. So that's it. But anyway, that was the power rankings, fellas. Last thing, 2 minutes and 1 minute. Anybody anything to say? Regarding football this week, next week, whatever you want to talk about. Floor is yours. Anybody? Jordan, Toby, Jeff.
Crazy. The Browns gonna make the playoffs and the Ravens not. That's crazy.
I want to touch on Jeff's point earlier. I do still think Tampa Bay is somebody that, I know they're playing bad, but we can't sleep on them because of the fact that I think a defense is going to be able to carry you in the playoffs. And they, like I said, they run into one of these teams in the playoffs where it's a high-powered offense, but they have a terrible defense. Tampa Bay is going to be able to have the favorable matchup because their defense is better as long as their offense doesn't turn the ball over. And I don't know if Tom Brady, I think by playoff time, Tom Brady's going to get them into form. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to believe. So I'm not going to just close the door on Tampa Bay just yet. I think that their defense is going to be able to take them somewhere in the playoffs. And that matters in the playoffs. So
who's starting this week for the Dolphins? They're going back to
they said that yet. I don't think they've said it yet.
Probably they gonna go with Fit.
But why did he? They said his hand,
season with
they said he didn't play because of his hand, but then they didn't say that when they took him out that game last week. They came out and said it after that he was hurt. Some fish shit. I don't know what's going on.
They don't want to make him look bad. They benched him because he was playing bad.
It could be. It could be. Definitely.
Yeah. Also, on a note, this week in football, Matt Patricia got fired from the Lions, as he should have been fired. long time
Trash
ago.
horrible.
So we were talking about that earlier as well. And I think the Bucks. I think the defense not that great either. Honestly, they give up a lot of goddamn yards, bro. I'm just saying.
Points isn't that bad.
They go these points again, but eventually you'll give up points.
Shorts for yards. My man had 260 yards. They only lost by 3 points, bro.
Oh.
And Tyreek Hill had 260 yards. They lost by 3. So
I mean, that's true.
That's what I said. Brady had
2 turnovers, right? Yeah, he had 2 turnovers.
And one was a crazy turnover, the helmet thing or whatever like that. That was, I don't know what the hell was up with that.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
That's what I said. It's scary for him to only be on the cusp of beating the best teams. You know, they take some shellackings.
Right. Like
but
the shit
listen,
that you need to fix is fixable. So
but at the same time, bro, yo, Kansas City got the ball back with over 4 minutes left. Brady never saw the ball again. Defense ain't step up. That's my whole point, or whatever. Like how you got 4+ minutes and they don't even get the ball back at all. Like that's crazy.
I think it was more play calling though. I mean, I think it was a lot of that. Their play calling is not great. Like they went man a lot, and then they went man with like help over top. Like you can't man them because if you man them, he's gonna run. Like he was using his legs in the fourth quarter on those drives. He was running.
Right.
Nobody was around, so it's like the play calling. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, anyway, that is our show. It's been another great episode of Beyond the Trenches, episode 11. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're about to get to After the Trenches. No, I'm joking, but
Tobi, where it at, Tobi?
We appreciate it. Also, while I got you guys here, I want to definitely talk about. We want to do it because I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but the NBA starts 22 days. Like, that's how fast it's coming right back. Or whatever. So I just want to do like a bring back half court trap, do like an NBA season preview show, probably that Sunday for the season starts. So like the 19th. So just want to give you guys a heads up for that day, be a schedule, and we're going to try to bring that back as well. So keep it moving, keep these shows turning out, stuff like that. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching again, and we out.
Yo.